Hello, Capricorn. Welcome to your channel, the Akashic Reading for the month of November 2025. I'm just going to jump right into it because I would say that the messages for Capricorn have been quite loud. And the message that I've heard over and over again is regarding a need for rest, a little need for downtime. I don't necessarily mean laying on your bed and not moving, but instead of going fast forward through the energy, through the momentum that you normally do or that you have done throughout the year, November is going to be a month for you to go on a normal play mode versus fast forward. And so this is because Capricorn needs a bit of a break to create space. One, they highlight that the space that you need to create is in order to give yourself time to appreciate the work that you've been doing. They've highlighted that throughout the year, you've had a lot of goals, a lot of dreams, and a lot of things that you've worked towards, and that you've been putting your head down and just working towards these goals and dreams. And you've accomplished many things, whether they're small or large. There's some things that you set out that you didn't know that you were able to do that you have accomplished. There's some things that you didn't think that you'd be able to get unstuck from, that you've unstuck yourself from. And so there's a lot of things when you look back over the year that they're highlighting that they want you to acknowledge and appreciate, to give yourself that pat on the back and to give yourself time to not bulldoze ahead, but to acknowledge some of those accomplishments that you've had. And so this is actually a practical exercise that they want you to do, or activity that they want you to do, which is sit down and go over month and just think about some of the things that you have been able to accomplish. Think about some of the goals that you've had that you've been able to achieve. You could either write this down or just think about it, or even like go into your calendar app, just remind yourself all the little appointments and things that you set out to do so that you can take some time to appreciate it. They want you, so there's a highlight in November to sit in the energy of happiness and triumph and joy and optimism in the success that you've had. And so whether you feel like you've been successful, I understand that you might have a perception that you haven't quite made it to your dreams yet, or you haven't quite hit that final goal yet. And so that you might not feel that it's time to celebrate, but they want you to really take the time to celebrate. It's important to acknowledge the work that you've done so that you don't take it for granted and it doesn't feel like every day is just working towards something and not achieving anything, because you've achieved quite a bit. And so that's the major thing that they want to highlight for you for the month of November. I say major, I probably should say this is the first thing that they want you to know for the month of November, is that taking some time out to really look back over the year and appreciate all the things that you've accomplished in your life, whether it's career, relationships, your well-being, personal growth, whatever the case may be, all the things that you've set out to do that you've achieved, small or large. Take some time out to appreciate it. November is also a month for you that's very much more feminine energy. And it doesn't matter what your gender is or how you identify. This is just the general feminine energy versus masculine energy. Masculine energy, very moving forward, very moving ahead, taking the bull by the horns, or in your case, the goat. You are the goat, being Capricorn. Feminine energy is a little bit more sitting, receiving, being receptive, being compassionate, less bulldozing ahead, less moving forward, and more relishing, more reveling in your success and in the things that you've accomplished. And also just appreciating the downtime that you have and utilizing time with friends, family, loved ones in order to enjoy yourself amongst other people. And so giving people the opportunity to pour into you with their love, as well as you to them. And again, really circling back into that joy, experiencing joy amongst other people in whichever way that you feel most comfortable. But also not being so forward momentum right now in the month of I almost said February. In the month of, there's probably something significant about February, but in the month of November, not being so forward momentum, being a lot more in the feminine energy, being very receptive, letting people come to you and wanting to take you out somewhere, whether that's a date, or if you're with a partner, maybe let them set up a date for you. With your friends, let them make some activities, make some plans together. Let them take the wheel. Maybe you don't have to do all the planning. Let other people just come to you, if that makes sense. And then enjoy the process of just receiving that fun, the love, the compassion that you experience with others, as well as yourself. So give yourself some space to take some time to yourself, do all those activities that you enjoy doing, or if you never get a chance to do some of the activities you enjoy doing, make some time to do those activities that you enjoy. Even if it's like not doing anything at all, even if it is just sitting down, watching some of your favorite shows and relaxing that you don't tend to give yourself enough time to do, give yourself some time in November to do that. The purpose of that is that energetically, I'm hearing like you need a break. Capricorn needs a break from go mode. You're human, just like everybody else. You have a spirit within you, but your human body has a limit. And so this is the month for your human body to get a break. And with that break, you can really enjoy it. Don't find that it's some sort of negative. It's not a negative thing. It's a positive thing. And so you can really enjoy that opportunity and take that rest, but also it clears some space for you to start thinking creatively. And so with that said, it allows you to sort of plant some seeds for your future. And so that kind of moves into the next sort of theme around the month of November, what you can expect. They're highlighting an importance of, again, looking back at some of the things that you've done that you've enjoyed and that you've accomplished and really appreciate those things. But they also want you to revisit some of the goals that you set up for yourself and identify if they still match what you want for your future, or if there's something that you need to restructure or redo or rethink around what your next steps are for your future goals and plans, whether that's, again, relationships, career, well-being, personal development, whatever the case may be for you. You want to look at the goals that you've set out, revisit them. You don't have to take action on them, but you want to decide, okay, maybe what I thought I wanted isn't quite exactly it. I'm going to revise my list. So if you're a manifestation list person, you can look at that list and revisit that list and start creating a new list or a new amplified version of what you would do, what you thought you wanted in the past. They're highlighting that over the year, you've learned a lot and you've grown a lot, and that the way that you perceive the world, the way that you perceive your life and the things that you thought you wanted versus the things that you truly want now have changed because you've changed as a person. This year is very significant for you around that, Capricorn. So they want you to now look at what you set out to do and refresh those plans, refresh those goals so that you can start planting the seeds for your next future. Because you are a different person in a lot of ways, obviously you haven't completely changed. There's no need to change the entire being of who you are. You're still fundamentally who you are, but you see things from a different perspective now. And with that different perspective requires a different look at what you really want. So revisit those goals. The new moon in November is a good time to start planting the seeds, but ultimately you can do that whenever. Just make some time to do that in November, because that's the month where you're gonna feel energetically not as forward moving. So you're gonna feel forced to just rest and relax anyways, or just bring that forward momentum down a couple pegs. Because I don't want to say rest and relax, because I feel like you won't necessarily be resting and relaxing. It'll be resting and relaxing for you, but I think if someone else, another sign, was to look at Capricorn resting and relaxing, they'd be like, this is my normal day to day, and this doesn't look like resting and relaxing. But for you, Capricorn, forward momentum, busy Capricorn, this will be resting and relaxing for you. Give yourself some space to do that. Revisit those goals, revisit those dreams. Let people take charge in the month of November in areas and aspects of your connection with other people. So let your partner plan the dates, let your friends plan the activities, let your kids pick out the activity plans. Just let other people take the wheel and just enjoy the presence. Sit in your feminine energy for the month and start planting the seeds and planning around where you'd like your future to go. So that's all I have for Capricorn for November. I should also mention that I am doing forecast for 2026, channeled information around your 2026 goals. It's a 2-hour session. We'll sit virtually. You can tell me all the things that you want to do, and I'll channel what the energies will be specifically for you while we're sitting one-on-one. And you'll also get a breakdown of what we talked about so that you can follow markers quarter by quarter of 2026 and plan your year out and notice the opportune times of when to make money, when's a good time to start your business, a good time to start expecting relationships, or how to bring your relationships closer together. We'll cover all the aspects and much more, whatever you are also interested in knowing about, I'll channel for you. And so that's my forecast for 2026. They are available now. If you want to look, just look in the description. You can see where you can book my readings, and you'll see the forecast readings in there as well. So enjoy your month of November.